Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. So good. I am raring to go this morning. I have printed off 2 copies of January Blossom on copy paper, and then I coated them both with watercolor ground, and now I'm ready to make a cover for this art journal. Good morning, Peg. Good morning, Keels. How are you this morning? Happy New Year to you too, my sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you this morning. I wish you were sitting right here across from me at my art desk, but this will have to suffice until we can be all together in the same room making art. Come on, how amazing is that going to be? So I wanted to talk a little bit about our art journal. So this is our art journal for 2024, same as 2023, same as 2022. It is just a plain old composition book, and I have glued every 2 pages together, and then I've started the process of coating each page with watercolor ground, and that gives us a nice workable surface for any water soluble medium. So anyway, but now we're going to make the cover art for the front and the back, right? So today we're going to, and this is probably going to be a 2-week project. I won't be here next Thursday. I will be in the air flying to Michigan, but I have a feeling this is going to take us a little while, and that's okay, right? So we have these 2 pages to color and paint, and however you see fit, like however you, good morning, Sue, however you envision your art journal. I am going to watercolor and then enhance. I'll enhance with watercolor pencils. I'll enhance with colored pencils. I'll enhance with gel pens and Posca pen, whatever I'm kind of feeling. So anyway, that's where we're at this morning. If you're brand new here, or you know somebody that you might that might like what we do here, please share, like, subscribe, all the things to Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Then ask to join our private Facebook groups, Stitch Along with Ann Corbiere-Scott, Stitch Along with Ann Facebook group, and Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. And then for all things Ann and Artsy, go to AnnCorbiereScottDesigns.com. That is where you're going to find January Blossom. Okay, so I'm just going to start painting, and we're going to chat. So I don't know, I'm so curious how, like, what you guys are going to do. Like, what's your color palette? What's your medium? I love all of that stuff. I love all of that stuff. So, got my paintbrush out, and I'm going to start to activate my colors. So, I want to do pinks, oranges, and yellows. I'm feeling it this morning, and you know what? It's a go-to palette for me, but I don't care. It's what I like. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm going. Oh, I said pink, orange, and yellow. So I'm going to do all these yellows. Let's do the whole row, because you never know what, where we might go. And then I do these 2 greens that I just really like. Anyway. Oh, I wanted to show you. So on Tuesday, do you remember we painted this art printable on watercolor paper? And I wanted to show you what I did with them. So they were a little bit wavy and wrinkly. And so I want you to do this with anything that you paint that's wavy and wrinkly. So I put them in the center of this book, and look at how flat they are now. I just put them in the center of this book and just left it since Tuesday. Like right after class, I stuck them in the book. So just know, like the old ways, they're a way for a reason. A heavy book is a heavy book, right? It works wonders. So, you know, I just wanted to say that. So I'm going to start painting, and we're just going to chat. That's what I'm thinking today. So does everybody have their artwork printed and their, I really like this yellow. And I had started some yellow, remember? Red, violet, and chartreuse. Oh, shut up, Keels. That's so pretty. Oh. Red, violet, and chartreuse. I wouldn't have thought of those two colors together, but man, oh man, I bet it's gorgeous. Now I'm rethinking. So I'm just going to do a little bit of underpainting like we've been doing lately. Remember, the more you do the more you play with a technique, the more it just becomes part of your RC arsenal in your noggin, right? Get some color down there. So, oh man, I'm dying to see that color combination, Kills. How about everybody else? What colors are you using this morning? Oh, isn't that pretty? I'm going to paint this. I'm going to do my yellow first, and then I'm going to come in with some orange and then some pink. You know how I do. I kind of have a vision of what I want my cover to look like. I hope you're starting to kind of envision what yours is going to look like too. Oh my gosh, Jeff and I watched the best movie last night, and you know what? It was one we just kind of happened upon, and I think sometimes those are the best, right? Like it wasn't like we planned it or anything. It's called The Bank of Dave. Has anybody seen it? If you have not, I highly recommend it. It was so good. It was so good. And so if you have... Hi, Amy. So this watercolor set is a combination of a whole bunch of Prima Marketing watercolor pans. No, no, not Dave. Bank of Dave. So anyway, it's a whole bunch of different palettes that I put into one big palette. And so here's all the colors. And if you go to my Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, there's this swatch chart is in there. And if you go to my website under Anne's Artsy Arsenal, this palette, the plastic palette, is in there. So you could do this with any paints that you had, really. I just, you know what? I was finding myself only using the same colors over and over. And so I was trying to branch out a little bit. And I have a bit, but I do still keep using those same colors. But I have branched out and used some more. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's about this working class guy in England in a town called Burnley, which is just north of Manchester. And it's, so this guy is a working class guy. Good morning, Nancy. And he is also a self-made millionaire. And he fights to create a community bank. So he's fighting the banking institutions and all of their power to create a local bank in Burnley. Oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. It's so good. And I think you will you'll just fall in love with the underdog story. I always fall in love with the underdog story. Always. Okay. Anyway, it was like this gorgeous, happy accident. It was so good. And I will tell you, there's a band, because we've been talking about music so much, there's a band that plays a pivotal role in the whole story. And that band is Def Leppard. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good, you guys. Anyway, let us know if you've seen something good lately. So I'm going to kind of paint both of these simultaneously. When I drew these flowers, it is very good, but here's the issue I had with Maestro Keeley, because we watched it over, well, while Jeff's mom was still here. Maybe we watched it on New Year's Eve. Anyway, the Bradley Cooper's character, Bernstein, right? He spoke with such a funny inflection in his voice, and Bradley Cooper sounded like he had a stuffed up nose, and so it so I felt like I had to really concentrate to hear what he had to say. Oh, so what do you think, Nancy? Is 1883 good? I've been kind of toying with that too. Oh, so anyway, when I was drawing this, I was thinking I kind of wanted it to look like kind of vintage wallpaper. That's kind of where my headspace was. So you see, like I smushed a little bit of yellow right there. That's okay, because remember we're going to tighten as we go along, and so that little bit of yellow is not even gonna, it's not even gonna be on your radar. I do like Western history. So, oh my gosh, my friend Shelley, when she was staying here, we were talking about all those old, not old Westerns, not like the original Westerns, but other ones that have been around. When Jeff was, this is so funny. We were talking, Shelley and I were talking about cowboy movies. And if you've been exposed to those, or you know, so her family are all a bunch of cowboys, and they watch movies that I had watched because, I mean, I'm not a cowboy, but I find that world fascinating. And I had some friends who their dad was a rancher, and so it was kind of interesting to see stories that kind of backed up what I had experienced when I helped Marla's family on their ranch. That was a crazy experience. I got to help vaccinate calves and brand calves, and it was crazy. It was a crazy experience, but I love that I've had it, you know. Anyway, she talked about Young Guns, like that was such a huge one. And does anybody remember watching that and falling in love with Lou Diamond Phillips? Would you please? And Young Guns 1 and 2, and Lonesome Dove. Anybody watch it? Lonesome Dove. That was so good. So anyway, okay, did I get everything that I wanted to be yellow? I think so. Let's start painting this one yellow. Yes, I have watched, oh, it just took away. I have watched Yellowstone, and I love it. When does the new season start? Does anybody know? Remember, didn't they do like a two-part season? It was so good. Yeah, I know. It's always so crazy, isn't it? All these cable channels, the seasons aren't the same as they used to be. And so it's all, you know. It's all, you can paint however you want. It's your book, Kay. I am painting mine. They won't be identical, but same color scheme. But you do you, honey. So I like to paint like a loose kind of underpainting. Exactly, Keels, exactly. And I think that's part of the reason that, look, we watch a lot of British TV because Jeff's mom is British. But like all those shows that we watched network TV, they're not coming out until way later. Yeah, I don't know. Isn't this the last season for Yellowstone? I thought. So my friend Peggy sent me this cool message that I just thought spoke to us directly. It was right up our alley. And it said, deep breaths are like little love notes to your body. Doesn't that just speak to you? Like, and doesn't it make you want to take a deep breath and think about how it is such a loving act, right? Because you can feel the difference in your body when you take a deep breath. I think, at least. I can. So, Kay, we're creating the cover art for our 2024 art journal. And so, you know, November 2024, Honest to Pete. Doesn't that feel like forever? Like, honestly. So paint it however you want it. It's going to be what covers the front of your composition book and the back of your composition book. And here's the thing, there's no right way or wrong way, right? That's true, Nancy. Is the 4/6s on TV yet? Because that one I want to really see, because that has, what's his name? The kid? Oh, Jimmy? I think that one looks really interesting too. I love how all those stories are kind of connected, you know? So do you see how this is going to be at least a 2-week project? Right? It's a lot of painting and coloring and all the things. So I want everybody to make sure that they take their time. Don't rush yourself. A plastic cover for this? No. No, for me, the beauty of, you could certainly seal it, Nancy. Like once you're done with all of your painting and you have it adhered to your composition book, then you could seal it, and you could seal it in a number of ways. You could seal it with matte medium. You could seal it. I wouldn't recommend Mod Podge, because Mod Podge can be sticky, and that, well, it's just sticky. So I would use matte medium if I were going to seal mine. You could certainly spray it with aerosol sealant. There's one, I'm trying to think, like Krylon, I think, is one of the sealers. This yellow is just so bright and pretty. It's kind of just what I needed this morning. So here's a crazy thing. Last night, it rained. Well, Tessa and I went out running some errands yesterday, and the sun was shining so beautifully. Oh, it has a plastic cover. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so, see, you bought something that was probably nicer than mine. I just buy like the 50 cents at back to school, at back to school time, just cardboard, right? Let me think about adhesive that would take the, I would think something, you probably want to use something pretty strong and thick to adhere your paper to a plastic cover. I'm thinking that matte medium might work. Is it plastic, like solid plastic, or plastic coated? I would think matte medium, but let me ponder that for a little bit, Nancy. Solid plastic, okay. So then it's probably pretty flexy, huh? Like I said, let me ponder that one. I think matte medium. I kind of use matte medium for like everything. I use it as a sealer. I use it as an adhesive. I use it. There you go, Keels. Gel matte medium. And you're going to find that in the fine arts department. Either if you go to an art store or if you go to Michael's or Joanne. Well, Joann's doesn't have a lot in the fine art arena, but Michael's has a pretty okay selection. So it would be by Liquitex or Golden. Those are the big names. But we're kind of a long ways from the sealing part, that's for sure. Yeah, and oh, it's so hit or miss, isn't it, Keels? Like my Joanne, and it's a super Joanne, has it's very hit or miss about what they have in terms of art supplies. They have paper art supplies, you know, scrapbooking, that kind of thing, but not fine arts. Yes, exactly, Keels, exactly. You can check availability. And I'm kind of, or you could like order from Dick Blick online. I am a little bit hesitant to buy much fine art stuff on Amazon, because Amazon has been known to sell things that are not like the real deal. So not always, but you're taking a chance. Everybody take a drink. I have never experienced it, but other people have told me that they've experienced that. Okay, now I'm going to start with some orange. So I'm going to do this and this, like all those places that we know are going to be deeper. Good morning, Tessa. You are so welcome, Nance. That's what this community is all about, don't you think? So I know that looks stark, but it'll get cuter. Promise. Right, we're just going to start adding our orange and then coming around and doing our jiggy-jaggy blend. I kind of needed this morning, something just kind of mellow. I swear, isn't that the truth, Keels? And it's not like I don't shop Amazon. I do. I do. I hate to admit how much stuff I do get from Amazon. Because it's so convenient. And he knows that, right? But yeah, I like to try to shop specialty stores because I want them to stay around. So I do try, I really like to shop independently owned art stores. Oh, excuse me. They are excuse me, few and far between now, but I do try to support as much as I can. Thank you. I know, Keels, isn't it? I know there is some stuff that you can only get on Amazon. Okay, let's do the other one. By the time we do that, this should be dry and we can start blending it out. Because the majority of our pages in our art journals are mixed media, kind of consider that when you're painting. Do you want to add some mixed media elements? Do you want to add some mark making after you've painted your flowers? Do you want to add like that? Remember we added some stencil work with distress ink the other day? Oh my gosh. Speaking of Distress ink, did anyone see that Tim Holtz has a new Distress ink color coming out January 13th. Sorry, January 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific. Anyway, I'm anxious to know what that color is going to be. I've started to, I always order it from Papercraft Clubhouse. It's a girl that I've drawn stamps for in the past in Connecticut. And so I just ordered the bundle from her. So I'm trying to support her, you know. But I don't know if I'm going to pre-order it because I'm starting to get, I don't know. I've thought about it, and I've thought, you know what? I could just order it after I see what the color is. I know Peach Fuzz is you're right, Nancy. It might be something that kind of coordinates. But although I don't think he went off Pantone last year. I don't remember getting any pinks last year. Any magentas. So who knows? Who knows? Ta-ta! There we go. When I look at these flowers, they just kind of, yeah, who knows, Tessa? You know, like, I don't even remember what the last one that he released was. Anybody else remember? I'm sure I ordered it from Tracy. She's just the loveliest. So if you're ever in the need for something kind of mainstream art supply, call her. She's lovely. She is just the loveliest. Okay. I didn't do... I know. So they are looking a little bit 70s, but I'm also feeling this kind of 1940s wallpaper vibe. I know that seems weird, but that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. So I'm going to help these along a little bit. And dry so then I can do my jiggy jiggy. Exactly, Tessa. Keely, none of us need another color. But we might want another color. That's kind of where my head is going. But I do, like, I really like those 70s colors. Well, I've told you guys, my whole bedroom was green, yellow, and orange. And sometimes a little pink. I was thinking about, like, a year ago, we were doing our disco balls, remember? And how fun that was. And I thought, what am I going to do this year that's New Year? And I thought, let's do a cover that's, I don't know, painty. But I'm dying to see everybody's iteration of this art principle. Do you know what I mean? Like that just makes me so happy. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and wet my brush and then tap it off on my paper towel. So now I just have a damp brush, and then we're going to come in and just wiggle that brush and get that jiggy-jaggy blend going. When you're just going to break that edge, right? And then before you know it, we've got, and then wipe off any excess pigment that's on your brush, wet again, and then tap off so it's nice and damp, right? There we go, there we go. Oh my gosh, the moment that that line disappears is like just a happy moment for me. I just love it. Tap, tap, tap. Of course you are. Of course you are, sister. Rainbow everything. Look, that's so pretty. I love it so much. And I just love that magic that happens with that easy blend. And then you're just going to kind of work that, just kind of do like a subtle pull of that color. You can deepen down here. I'm loving that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I listened to this crazy story. Okay, are you ready? I listened to this. You know how I love my NPR. So I was listening to the main NPR station, and they talked about, okay. According to a recent Gallup poll, just 3% of men and women wear suits to work, the lowest percentage in 2 decades. But once a week, students at Chelsea Elementary School in central Maine, and it's a rural school, are encouraged to get spiffed up. It's called Dapper Wednesday, and it's all started after one boy started wearing a suit to school. James Ramage began wearing a suit to school in 1st grade, inspired by a Fuller House character. And I'm telling you, you guys have got to look that story up, because that little boy has his own business card. He's a consultant. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I was dying. So dang cute. Okay, he says he likes the way it makes him feel to wear a suit and the compliments he gets. So he started Dapper Wednesday. Oh my gosh, you guys. And they show him in his closet showing, yes, very Alex P. Keaton, without the politics. And they show him in his closet showing all of his different suits. Yes, Peggy, exactly. The teachers and staff collected ties, and then they handed them out to kids who forgot to dress up. And now his 3rd grade class, like almost all of his classmates dress up. And his friend Lincoln, oh my gosh, I swear it was, and like not just a suit, but like a hat too. Oh my gosh, and dress shoes. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you right this minute. So dang cute, I can't even stand it. Anyway, so he began dressing up too, so they would have something fun to do together. And the principal said, the kids stand a little taller, and the mood at the school is a little brighter after the advent of Dapper Wednesday. Is that the cutest story? I just love those kinds of stories. Oh my gosh, Nancy, it was the cutest. You got to see it because you got to see his little selection of suits. He has one of those Christmas suits. Oh my god, it's so dang cute. I can't even describe it. That's so funny, Valerie. One of my child's best friends, when we moved to this neighborhood, he was going into 5th grade. And there was a boy who we saw when we were walking him to school that first day. There was a boy who wore a fedora and carried a briefcase. And Jeff was like, that's going to be his best friend. And you know what? Totally was. Totally was. They're still friends today. Oh my gosh, so dang cute. So dang cute. I just love that. I'm telling you, there you go. There you go, Tessa. Dapper Friday. Tessa teaches 4th graders. It would be a perfect time to do a Dapper Day. Oh, my blend is looking good. Now I don't know if I want to add the... I don't know that I want to add the pink. Maybe I'll add the pink in another way. Like maybe the centers will be pink. Because this orange and yellow is just doing it for me. Wipe off that excess pigment. Okay. This is looking so pretty. Oh, Peg, I love that. This is feeling a little thick, so I'm thinking I might do a dab off there. Yeah. Because the orange keeps coming out, let's come back and start pushing that orange in a little bit. Because I really want that yellow to shine too. So just know you can do that if you, you can do that dab off. There we go. And remember, turn that substrate so you're not straining your hand. Oh, I have too much water on there. You can do whatever you want, Valerie. I'm going to do my watercolor layer, and then I'm going to come in and enhance with my colored pencils and my watercolor colored pencils and my gel pen, whatever was kind of floating my boat at that time. You'll kind of know as you're painting, you'll be like, oh, what if I did this? Or what if I did that? What if I added this in there or that in there? You're going to feel the pull. And if something doesn't look like the way that you wanted it to look, it's okay. Most things are fixable. So don't freak out. Most things, sometimes I have to, like if I make what I feel like is a blunder, I kind of need to let it sit and go away and ponder it for a little bit. Go for a walk. That's what usually helps me. Because I get myself out of my house, out of my, do you know what I mean? And something will just come to you. And if not, if you're feeling stuck, post a picture in the group and I will help you as much as I can. Or if you're feeling like you don't want to put it out publicly, I mean, you could put it in the Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs private Facebook group, or you can send me an email with a picture of what you've got going, and I will try to help you as much as I can. There we go, there we go. Oh my gosh, that little dapper boy. Oh my gosh. You gotta see it because he's so dang cute. Soften that edge. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember when I was talking to you about the remember I was doing some stippling work on Tuesday in the when we were doing some card fronts with this same art principle. I was talking about the Joan Crawford piece that I did in art school. I'm going to show it to you. It's big, so I'm going to have to show it to you kind of in like chunks, but here we go. So do you see the entire piece? Well, I'm going to have to go sideways with her. The entire piece is stippled. And I tried to include her movies. Let's see if I can get this more flat so I can talk to you about what I did. It's the movies of Joan Crawford. So down here on the bottom, it says, well, I don't know if you can see that. Down here it says movies of, and then Joan Crawford on the side. And that's, so I did Her hair is all kinds of movies, like Mildred Pierce. You can see that right there, right? And then her eyebrows, her eyes, her eyelashes. I did some. Her lips, her nose, the shadow on the sides of her. Oh my gosh, it was such a fun thing to do. It's stippling and just like formed lettering. I know there's lots of, and this was circa 1987. Anyway, there's lots of people that do this kind of lettering now, but just know that this was when we did everything by hand. Everything was by hand. There were no computers involved. Anyway, I thought, I said that I would share that and I hadn't. And it took a long time. And it was way cuter in my mind than when I pulled it out. But I'm still pretty proud of it. Oh my gosh, I loved doing it. I loved doing it. All that intricate stuff, I love that. I love that. And you know what's so crazy? Like, I can remember some of my classmates' projects, but I don't remember anybody's project from that assignment. And I remember I got dinged in my grade because I did, this is so funny. Isn't that funny how you remember little weird stuff like that? I got dinged in my grade because right here I did some hash marks instead of stippling. It was like, it seems like you got a little tired of it. So I got marked down. That's so funny. We will absolutely do that technique. It was so fun. It was so fun. So do you see how this is going to take a while? So I think I'm going to come in with hot pink in the centers of my flowers, and then the green, and then I don't know what I'm going to do next. What do you guys think about next? So next Tuesday we will have a pop-in paint party for sure. So we could do one of two things. We could do, we need to do our reading. We could do one of two things. We could do art journaling on Tuesday, or we could do on Wednesday, we could do, I do stitch along at 9, and then I could do a second pop-in paint party at, like, say, 11. Let me know your thoughts on that. And whatever you decide, we'll do. If you want to do, anyway, it looks like we have a couple of, so let me know what you think. We are, what is today's date? Is the 4th, is that correct? So we have a couple of pages to read. There is great power in not knowing. Not knowing is what is next. Not knowing what to decide. Not knowing how you will make it to where you know you want and need to be. Every given moment contains within it doorways of opportunity. And when you choose to walk through one, you make realities available to you that were once invisible. When you do not know what is next, you enter the realm of infinite potential. Instead of trying to plan your life so safely and so succinctly, you can begin to plan for the moment, the joy, the journey. Instead of living on autopilot, you can learn how to continuously meet the ever-changing, ever-possible now. When you finally admit that you do not know what is next, you enter the golden vortex, the space between everything you know you're meant for and anything you had previously imagined to be. Oh man, that was a good one, wasn't it? Let's do a short one in here. Let's do 3 and 4. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? We've all been around those pessimists, haven't we? I was just having this conversation with my cousin about how if you hang around with downers, you start to be a downer. And so I try very, very hard to not be around downers. Dance when you're broken open. Dance if you've torn the bandage off. Dance in the middle of the fighting. Dance in your blood. Dance when you're perfectly free. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. I think, how am I doing? Oh, am I out of time? Yes, of course I am. Always. Okay, so what did you decide? Do you want to do art journaling on Tuesday? Do you want to do do you want to do art journaling on Tuesday? And then I can do another art, I could do art journaling on Tuesday, so everybody kind of plan for that. And then I'll do a pop-in paint party a little bit later on Wednesday, and then we will, if you're not able to watch it live, you can absolutely watch it any old time, and then we're caught up. We're not missing any pop-in paint parties for that time that I'm gone. I will not be here. I leave on Thursday, and I will return on Tuesday, the following Tuesday. So we need to, I'll have to make that pop-in paint party up to you later that week also. So just so everybody knows. So let's plan on that. Then let's do art journaling on Tuesday. How does that sound? Perfect, right? Anyway, I adore you all, and I will see you for sure on Tuesday. Have an amazing weekend. Continue to work on your cover art. Remember, like a LP had cover art? I loved that. I loved that. Anyway, think about that, and start to search in your stash or in your or you may want to shop around for. This is my art journal from last year. And so start to think about what ribbon you want to use to tie your art journal closed, because this is what'll keep it, you know. I like a grosgrain just because I like a grosgrain, but you can use whatever ribbon you want. This one is like a funky Frida kind of ribbon. So be on the lookout for that. And you see how beat up it is? That's why when you were talking about sealing it, when I interpreted what you wanted, Nancy, as sealing, I was like, I kind of like when it gets all beat up. Then it kind of shows me that I've been in this all year long, right? I adore you all. Thank you so much. And I will see you Tuesday. Talk to you soon, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.